And they've found it's empty. There's no pot of gold on the end of the rainbow called happiness, because I've been pursuing an illusion all these years. Now, when we start to find security within ourselves, and we don't need external support for that, then we can start going on our journey towards what we feel is successful. Because it doesn't matter if they say, oh, you're not very successful, you've not got much money. I don't give a shit. You know, if you don't think I'm successful, I'm not bothered, because I'm going on my way. I'm doing what I believe is the right thing for me and the successful thing for me. And I'm happy. Are you? Oh, not really. No, you're not. But you go and get your new fridge. Another one out, you know. Bigger fridge. Go on. and when you have this inner security, which you get when you start to expand your consciousness and expand your awareness, because you're suddenly not thinking 5 cents anymore, you realize this is just an experience. You are understanding that you are not Ethel Jones or Charlie Smith in this body that looks back at you in the mirror. That's a vehicle to experience this reality. It's not you. And you realize that you are consciousness, infinite consciousness, that has no bounds, no boundaries, no limits, and no need to get other people to admire it. Because insecurity wants admiration. Security doesn't want admiration, not interested. It's pointless. Why do I need that? Once you get to that level of consciousness, then you start to step back from pursuing the manipulated symbols of success. So success is no longer the accumulation of things. It's no longer fame, being recognized in the street. It's no longer being on the telly and all this stuff. It's, am I happy? Am I loving? Am I loved? You know, all these things. What have I done for other people today? You know, have I made someone smile? Have I made someone happy? Hey, I've had a successful day. You know, these are the things. And that's the consciousness shift that needs to take place, so that we see life in a completely different way when the system that provides the things starts to collapse.
And right now the Western world is poised to become an entire class of junkies, bottomed out, ready to start taking it by the reins. This is a golden opportunity.
It is a golden opportunity for the same reason that, it's like I've said about my life, life has this wonderful ability to give you your greatest gift, brilliantly disguised as your worst nightmare. So many people have gone down into the depths, and I have, when this started for me, and many times since, but you come out a greater person than you went in. And you didn't like the experience, and you would rather not have had it, but you would certainly have rather had the experience and gained what you gained than not have had the experience and not gained what you gained. So we have a collective opportunity now to disconnect from the addiction to the things the system has manipulated us to become addicted to, and start to see life in a completely different way and each other in a different way. Not to look at each other as a competitor, to be overcome and to be better than, but to look at each other as people who we can help and be helped by. We can be supported by. We can support other people. You know, there's billions of us. We can get through anything, and not just get through anything, oh yeah, we survived. None of that, but get through it with joy and all the things that the symbols and things society does not give us. It doesn't give us joy. It doesn't give us all these things that we pursue them for, because it's an illusion. Fewer things actually provides greater gifts in terms of our experience of life and each other.
Truer words were never spoken. And so, what happens to the wind in the sails of the puppeteers once we buy back our souls?
Well, it's another version of what happens if they call a war or start a war and no one turns up? There's no war. We don't need to fight those that seek to enslave us. We need to stop cooperating with them. Simple as that. I had a friend called Larry Grayson, who was a famous comedian in Britain years ago, and at his funeral a story was told that he had told to the person who was telling the story. He was in a show, it was an all-male show, and in the latter days of the kind of music hall situation in Britain. And the end of the show, all the men came on dressed as sailors, and Larry Grayson came on dressed as a woman, which he did a lot, dressed as Britannia, right? And Rule Britannia, Britannia Rules the Waves was being played as they came on. And he said all the men, sailors, formed this pyramid on the stage, and then he was manhandled up to the top of the pyramid with his sword and his helmet for the big finish. And he said one night, a sailor in the bottom left-hand corner had got rather a cough. And he started coughing, it got worse and worse and worse, and eventually was coughing so much he couldn't hold his place in the pyramid anymore. And the whole pyramid collapsed, and Larry Grayson ended up in the second row. Now, Larry Grayson was symbolic of the peak of the pyramid. When we stop holding it up, there's a very loud bang, and it's time to do it.